I don't really know why I just changed the countdown to 45 days, because at this point it's kind of negligible, but, you know. I'm in the muscle shirt today. I know, I looked so good, right? I think this is the first time I've ever shown off any part of my physique on video, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. We're gonna change things up for this week, right? We're gonna still do the whole improving my routine from week to week thing. But what I want to start doing is every week, I got this book, right? It's called Meditations from the Road, right? And every page, every day, you're supposed to read this, like a certain quote, right? And then reflect on it. And so what I kind of wanted to do was, what if I do one quote a week and then reflect on it via the word. Sorry, I've got like a micro Bible here, right? So I've got a couple quotes I'm going to read in a second. Let me list them off. But let me read the quote for today, which from the book is the first page, right? I got it up here so you guys can read it with me. Hold on now. Hold up now. Oh, hold up now. It says, once we truly know that life is difficult, once we truly understand it and accept it, then life is no longer difficult. Because once it is accepted, it no longer matters, right? So, a couple quotes I found were, actually, all right, hold up. I'll be back. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So, one of the quotes that I thought was reflective of the sentiment. I wonder what I'm going to call that. We'll call it this week's sentiment, right? So, this is the sentiment for this week. And so, one of the quotes from the Bible that is reflective of the sentiment we just discussed is Mark 13:13, sorry. It says, and you will be hated, oh shit, low battery. It says, and you will be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures to the end will be saved, right? To endure, to me, involves, it kind of reminds me of the accepting the difficulty part. Like, to really follow God, you got to accept the difficulty that is following God, you know? Like, you have to accept and understand the ways he wants you to behave and to follow it, even though in most ways it's difficult, you know? Hold on. Have them all. And then Corinthians 15:58 says, "Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain," right? Again, it reminds me of that whole accepting the difficulty of following the Lord. Anyway, moving on. I don't really know how to do this section because it's the first time I've ever done it. But I do like having the quote per week and then reflecting on it throughout the week. There's no really way to act on that, act on that quote, except I did try to focus on the fact that the acceptance of life is difficult. It kind of got me through some hard times at work, Like today, there's whatever I was working on was so stupid and so tedious and so hard. I almost gave up, and then I was just like, well, it's gonna be done no matter what. So I gotta. That doesn't make sense, but once you realize time is linear, it's gonna have to eventually. That task is gonna have to be done eventually, and so you kind of just gotta bust it out. And so I busted that little problem and then finished that whole project, and then I moved on. But yeah. In other words, I graduate. I have my graduation ceremony on Tuesday. I'm pretty excited. I've already got all my tickets handed out to my people. I'm still... Oh, I never said that. Yeah. I found out that my apprenticeship at Gulfstream, where I work right now, is going to end. And I knew it was going to end, but I thought I was going to get a job after the fact at Gulfstream. They basically turned me down because I'm going to... it'll take 6 weeks for them to train me. And so, 6 weeks for them to train me, and then... by the end of that, I'll have 6 weeks before I go to college, and so it's just not really beneficial from the company standpoint. And so they basically turned me down and said no. And so my apprenticeship is going to be up in 2 weeks. And so now I'm trying to find another job, and I'm searching for that, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm in contact with somebody right now, and I'm trying to work that stuff out. Other things, I'm really starting to put all my marbles into that whole ICT stock trading stuff. I worked on it last night. I didn't have enough time to work on it today, but if I could, I would have. Honestly, no, I could have. I should have. I thought I would have done this sooner, so I kind of put myself in that waiting mode where you're not really doing anything and you're just kind of scrolling until the next event happens. But I had an hour of scrolling when I probably should have done that. Done the ICT video and just watched. So I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow a little early if I can. If all goes well, 6 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, I can get on and start trading and then look through as things go. As the chart moves and figure out why it's moving and what levels it's moving towards. The newest concepts I've learned is new day opening gaps, and so I kind of want to write down all the new day opening gaps in the past 7 stock days, not the actual week, but and then I also, I don't know, tomorrow I definitely want to work out. I'll probably do chest and arms or something. But, yeah, so most likely a lot of stock stuff. My dad's in town. Graduation is in 2 days, so tomorrow's just going to be kind of an intermediate day. And then the next day is that whole graduation thing. And then after that, pretty much Wednesday and Thursday are completely free. I have nothing to do those days. And that's crazy because I've never had free days I haven't had free days in so long. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. hopefully something beneficial like the stock stuff. I also really want to set up an appointment with a financial advisor because I want to set up a Roth IRA and then set up an index fund, invest in an index fund, specifically S&P. And then I also want to actually get my savings account set up. I have a savings account. I've got a good amount of money stored in there. However, it's in my mom's name. So I need to open my own and move all that money to mine because she won't let me access it because she doesn't want me to see hers. So, anyway, let's see. I'm probably not going to add a new habit for this week because I really just want to keep working on the waking up at 6 a.m. thing, which I did every single day for this whole week. That worked phenomenally. Again, it's a task that I've done before, so just getting back into the habit of that is not as hard as starting a new task from scratch. Probably what I'm going to start working on is like creatine soon. So I could honestly, realistically start that this week, but I'm not sure. This is a simple task. It's a simple habit to build since it already has its roots. So I might be able to just, I might just be able to get 2 habits in this 2-week period. That might be easier. And then for those habits that I actually am just starting out from scratch, then I can do like 2 weeks of ingraining it. That'll probably be better. So what I might do is start creatine this week again. And then after that, I think I'll finally get back on that whole running grind, running every day. And then we'll do that for the 2 weeks straight. I won't add another habit after that. And then we'll see. But yeah, right now I'm focused on the ICT stuff and then getting a job. Those are my 2 biggest concerns right now. But I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.